incomprehensible to me that another human being, a woman and a mother, could treat children this way.
Heartbroken parents plead for justice after a daycare owner admits to endangering their children. Prosecutors say the kids were neglected and some sexually abused. Good evening, I'm Jerry Revish.
And I'm Yolanda Harris. Kimberly Hignite was operating an unlicensed daycare in her Grove City home. Well, today Hignite pleaded guilty, but as 10 TV's Glenn McIntyre reports, not before hearing from the parents of her victims.
When the sheriff's office searched Kimberly Hignite's home in May 2018, they say they found 24 children with one adult, Hignite's 71-year-old mother. They say many of the children, between 7 months and 5 years old, were strapped into car seats, left unattended in separate rooms. Today in court, the mothers of 5 of those children stood to face Hignite and tell her how her crimes impacted their children.
One of my girls developed an anxiety-driven hair-pulling habit to the point that she was nearly bald. My heart breaks anytime I think about how my children were left alone, strapped in car seats, crying.
Prosecutors say 3 children spoke of sexual touching, something called the silly private game.
A game that Miss Kim forced them to play using a tan and blue game board with pictures of private parts and a red spinner. Your Honor, the sound of my autistic son and little girl being able to describe what that grown woman's vagina looks like and feels like is something we will regrettably never be able to forget, and honestly something that I can never forgive.
10 TV is not identifying the parents to protect the anonymity of their children.
My infant was left in her winter snowsuit all day long, strapped in her car seat, coming home sweaty, dehydrated, and hungry, with awful diaper rashes to the point she was bleeding, and I had to take her to the doctor.
In a plea deal today, prosecutors agreed to drop gross sexual imposition charges against Hignite in exchange for her guilty plea to 14 counts of child endangering.
I want the court to know that we accepted this plea deal because I cannot allow Miss Hignite to take away one more moment from my children's lives. Not one more.
Given the chance to speak, Hignite declined.
No, Your Honor. If we cannot get the justice we hope for without re-traumatizing our children, I can only beg that you take every possible step to ensure that Kimberly Hignite can never hurt another child again.
The maximum sentence Hignite could have received was 180 days in jail on each of the 14 counts she pleaded guilty to. Instead, Judge William Woods accepted the joint recommendation of prosecutors and the defense and sentenced her to 30 days in jail. Families of victims afterward called that sentence disappointing and an injustice. At the Franklin County Courthouse, Glenn McIntyre, 10